Hello, welcome to Sunday's Best. All right, I trust that you guys have had a great weekend thus far and that you're ready to start off this week with a bang. So, we're here, we're ready to, we hope you had an easy Sunday and a great weekend. I want to make sure that we are on the air. So I'm going to assume that we are and get started. We're going to talk about a little bit about last week, like we normally do. And last week, we said you have a choice of the people who sit at your table. Yes, you have a choice. All right. So making good choices is always the best thing to do. Make good choices. Make good choices. We always tell our children to make good choices. So if you can see me and hear me, somebody text me, please. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you can. Last week, we told you that we were going to go deeper into this subject about friends, who's at your table, how your friends influence your thinking, actually how your friends can stunt your growth as well. So you got to have the right mindset. You got to have the right people around you. I'm still waiting for a text from someone. Okay. Sandra says, I'm great. So thank you, Sandra. And I will continue. So last week we started talking about the famous Oprah and Gail and saying that they were friends since they were 21 and 22 years old. And they're now 66 and 67. And while it is rare to have friends that long, we had a session back last December. I did a Zoom session called Golden Friends. So we do know that long-term friendships do exist. And so when you think about who's sitting at your table, who's at your table, who's rooting for you, really, who's rooting for you? And we found out that Gail and Oprah said that they find that iron sharpens iron, and not everybody is your friend. And Oprah says, people don't like you, and they are not always happy for you. All people don't like you. They will never like you 100% of the time. So stop trying to change who you are to blend in. You want to stand out. You want to be ahead. And if they can't keep up with the pace, if they can't take the fact that God is blessing you and that you're working hard and that nobody's giving you anything and still be your friend, well, then they don't belong at your table. And they will say things like, who does she think she is? She's changed. And hopefully you change for the better, because you want to be a friend like you would want someone to be a friend to you. So just always know that the people at your table, not 100% of them are there for the right reason. Some of them are takers. Some of them come with a to-go box. Some of them come with a personal agenda. Some of them come and they wish you well. They really mean it. They're going to be there for you. Those are your true friends. But on the other hand, you have to look out for the frenemies. And those are those people that you think are your friends, but they're actually your enemies. And they're there to pretend. They're fakers. And you want to sniff them out. You want God to, you ask him for discerning power. So you know that the people that are at your table are the ones that are deserving of the seat. And if you have to play musical chairs to get some people out, that's okay. Because if they're doing you harm and not doing you good, then they don't belong at your table. And we also said that God will send people into your life to help you carry out your mission. But how many of you know that the devil will also send people into your life to distract and to do what he does best? And that is not do anything for your good, but everything for your bad. So know who's at your table, and look for people who can handle you at your worst and handle you at your very best. And so we tend to think that people we like are our friends. That's not always the case. People we like may appear on the surface to like us, but what is their motive? What is their motive overall? Do they come with a to-go plate? Okay, come bearing nothing. They're not going to contribute anything positive to the conversation. They're takers. And when you treat takers like friends, there's no reciprocity. When you treat takers like friends, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because there was a movie back in the day, and Sidney Poitier starred in it. I can't remember who else, but it was called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? And so you should not be surprised if there's some people at your table. You may have invited them, but when it comes to doing life, having the best life ever, living the best life ever, you don't want to be always in the middle of a mess. And if you've got a group of people at your table that always got something going on that's not to the benefit or the good of the table, then you need to clear the table. You need to only put on that table your best china. Your best china. Because good friends are actually hard to come by. I tell my granddaughter all the time, you have acquaintances, not always friends. And I think she gets that. So when it comes to friends, when it comes to partners, a lot of times your friends can't be your business partner because they're good for certain things. You're good to them for certain things. And there are other things that they would be a distraction, or it would break up the friendship because you don't do and think the same way all the times. That friends aren't carbon copies of each other all the time. So tonight, we're going to talk about a few other things, but we're going to end up again talking about our friends. So tonight's topic is actually influenced by your table. Now, I know everybody on this line say, I'm grown. Nobody can't tell me how to think. Nobody can't tell me what to do. I go where I want to go. My friends don't have control over me. But I got news for you. I got news for you. You are influenced by the people you surround yourself with daily. And you are influenced either positively or negatively. Positively or negatively. So your friends do matter. I'm going to share a few things. It says the qualities of a good friend. So why am I putting so much emphasis on friends? Because the enemy has a job, and the enemy is going to do his job. So you can look out for the enemy. But you may as well embrace friendship, relationship, because that's what it takes, folks. Very few people are successful all by themselves. You're in a business, you need people. You need to communicate. You need people. You need help. You need people. Um, you want to take it to the next level. You need people. And if you have the right people in the right seat on the right bus, doing the right thing, it will get you to your destination much quicker. And we talked about last week, we talked about some of them are the joggers, some are runners, some are riders. And you have to be careful because some of the people on your bus or at your table can actually stunt your growth. And this says that I believe that a friend is like a twin brother or sister. How many of you have friends like that? They're not blood relatives, but you can count on them like you can count on a brother or sister, or sometimes even better, because they understand you. You get along. You're not envious of each other. You're not jealous of each other. You want to see each other succeed. So that doesn't have to be a blood relative for that to be the case. And it says, this is the reason why we rely on friends so much. And we don't stop to think about what would life be without them. Think about your 2, 3, 5 best friends. What would life be without them? How was that friendship cultivated over the years? Because I know that there have been times of ups and downs where you may have had to encourage a friend had to encourage you. So this author says, in my opinion, the 3 most important qualities of a good friend is, get this, loyalty is number 1. A sense of humor is number 2. And I thought about several friends that I've had forever, and I can just hear 2 of their voices in particular saying, let me tell you something. You might not want to hear this. Or they'll find a good way to say, girl, you didn't let that get under your skin, did you? When they saw somebody poking at you or trying to, say something on the sly. They'll be humorous about it and say, you know what? We got tough skin and we don't have to please them. So they put humor in it. So number 1 is they're loyal, a sense of humor, and being a good listener. Being a good listener. Those are 3 things. I want you to write those 3 things down. And I want you to go back down memory lane and think about times or events that your good friend either listened to you, asked you for some advice, when you were feeling down and out, they said something humorous to say, girl, you know you can do it. Oh, come on, shake it off, shake it off. And when you needed somebody just to listen, they listened and they didn't judge you. They listened and they said, really? Wow. That's hard to believe. And then in the end, they gave you a wrap-up sentence. They gave you something to encourage you. So one of the basic needs of people is to know that they are not alone. And so when you have these qualities in a friend, somebody that's loyal, somebody that's there when you need them, somebody that supports you even when you're in trouble, that's a good feeling. That's the 3 qualities of a good friend. And of course, being a good friend is not always easy, and we're going to talk about a few of those things. People that can say things with a sense of humor. And I have several good friends, but what came to mind was these 2. Barbara and I were friends since 1st grade. And Vivian and I have been friends since fourth grade, and they both have a sense of humor. They'll find a way to tell you what they're going to tell you, and you'll be laughing. You'll be laughing. So being able to laugh when you have to hear something that may not always be what you want to hear, because a friend, they don't have to buy your friendship. So they can afford to tell you, you know what? You could have handled that a little bit better. I know where you're coming from, but girl, don't give them anything to talk about. Um, just if they can handle it, fine. If they can't handle it, fine. We'll just go on. So successful people want to be surrounded by people that they can glean something from, as well as people that they can help. You don't want to be the only person in the group that has any knowledge on anything. You don't want to be the person in the group that never has an opinion on anything, nor do you want to be in the group where you know everything, because you don't know everything. And sometimes if a person wants your friendship, they're going to be the yeah, whatever you say, yeah, whatever you say. But you don't grow from that. And you want to have people at your table that you can grow from. So here's a few signs that you're surrounded, that you got the right people at your table. Your friends listen to you. A good friend can can lend you a ear just to hear you out. Sometimes that's all we need. We just need somebody, we just want to get it off our chest. We want people to hear us out. And a good friend is solid. They listen, but they're solid. Okay? Your friends care about you. They care about your welfare. They care about whether you're happy. They care about whether you are thriving or whether you're barely surviving. Yeah, friends are not selfish. They want to know that their friends are doing well also. And they take time to be there when their friends need them. A caring friend will be there when you need them. So why is it important to have the table full if the people don't have these qualities? It's not. It's not. It's okay to have an empty seat. Somebody good will come to the table. You don't have to go out trying to just have a lot of friends necessarily, just to have people sit in the seat. Another thing, you feel like your friends have your best interests at heart. Okay? You may not always agree with your friend, but they have your best interests at heart. Here's an example. Back in the day, if you went to a nightclub and it was getting rowdy, or you thought some other people, or even the person that was your friend was drinking too much, you wouldn't care whether they argued with you. You like, come on, let's get out of here. Stuff is about to happen, and we don't want to be a part of this. I don't want you to be a part of this. And so your friend, they may not agree. No, I'm okay. But they'll thank you the next day because they'll say, what happened? Okay? And that's what people have told me, that I know when they've had enough, or I know when they're about to get rowdy, or when there's a fight, and I know that they will fight. So I'm going to get them out of the environment. That's what a friend will do. They don't edge you on to get you in trouble. So even when you do something stupid, something silly, something unlike you, your friend is going to find a way, say, you did it already now, so you got it out of your system. And they will tell you it wasn't good for you. They may even tell you I don't see that relationship going the way that you say it's going. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Or you need to pray about it. That's what a good friend will do. They will always hear the truth. You will always hear the truth from a good friend. They apply situations. They know your temperament. They know your personality. And so they know that they can tell you the truth. And when it's all said and done, you're still going to be friends. Let's see. If you have people at your table that you don't feel are ever reciprocating, you're always giving, and you're always giving, and they're never giving. That may be a telltale sign that it's not a good friendship. It's not a good match. You can call a friend anytime you need them. And I've had friends recently with the loss of my husband to say, call me. If you need me, just call me. And then I've had friends to call me and say, I'm just checking on you. And I say, okay, I'm fine. They said, but are you really okay? Are you okay? I'm just checking because I know you. All right. And so those are good friends. And then you have friends you feel like they may need you even though they say they don't need you, but you know them well enough to know that. So your friends, really, your friends are there for you. They're good for you. Their influence will be good on you. So if you hang around them a lot, you may get some good habits. And that's what you want. Good habits, not bad habits. A good friend will celebrate you. They will celebrate your victories. They will help you get over your setbacks. Example, you lose a loved one. You lose your home. You lose your car. You lose your job. A good friend is going to help you to get over that. You have a baby. You have a new granddaughter, grandson. You get a promotion. You start a new job, new beginnings. You become a published author. They know you've been waiting a long time to do that. Their children, your children, accomplish a milestone. They graduate from college, whatever. Your friends are there to celebrate that with you. When people are going through divorce, when people have a broken relationship, that's the time when the good friends show up. And that's the time when you don't need the takers. You know, the takers to take you down, you're already feeling down. So you don't need to go down any further. You don't need a pity party. You need somebody to shed some light on the situation. And so a friend is also a person that's going to tell you, put your mask on. We want to be around. Put your mask on. Get your vaccine. And they'll listen. If you say, well, this is the reason I don't want it, or I'm thinking about it, the friend is going to hear you out. They're not going to not be your friend because you don't do it, but they have to protect themselves. All right? And so here's the last one. Your friends will tell you when you're making a mistake. They will let you know. No one likes to hear you screwed up. But a friend will pull you aside, or when you're not in the moment, and they'll say, you know that was wrong what you did, right? You know you could have said it better. And they're showing you because they don't shame you or call you out in the front of other people. They will find, and here's where the humor part comes in. If they know that you are saying or about to let somebody have it, they may throw their arms around you and say, come over here, let's talk. I got something to tell you. Let's go to the restroom. Meeting in the ladies' room, but a good meeting, right? And so those are the things that friends do. Those are the people influenced by friends. So think about all the good things that I've said that friends do, and what friends are and what they are not, and who are the givers and who are the takers, who are the influencer. Everybody needs an influencer in their life. Everybody needs a mentor. Everybody needs a coach. You know why? Because we don't know it all. We'll never know it all. And even when we know it all, we can't get it all accomplished by ourselves. So what better to have a good friend that makes their way to the top, and you guys are still good friends, and when the blessings start to flow, and they flow down, they come from above, but they flow down, and you're down there getting the residual of a great friendship. How good is that? That's much better than being a hater, because you can't hate your way to the top. You can hate your way to the top of the haters list, but not to the top of the winner's circle. So I'm going to end with these, and I'm going to try to get your comments. I did change my internet service, but that didn't change what was on Facebook. So I think I have a way to look at it and still talk to you. But in case I don't, no one, I had 93 people that I had to respond to, that I wanted to respond to last week, and I did, because I appreciate you coming to the table and getting what Sunday's Best has to offer. And I always want it to be something that's wholesome. I said, bring your popcorn, bring your dessert. In the what we call the weekend, but actually it's the beginning of the week. So start your week off with a good thing, with some good things. Think about your friends. Think about who's at your table. And next time, we're going to be talking about it's fall. It's time to change the setting on your table. So when you find that the wrong people are at the table, how do you change that? We're going to talk about that next week. So who's at the table? Habits influence. You can be influenced by the people at your table. What you see, you can be influenced by. What you hear, where you go, what you say, and yes, what you think. Number 2, people at your table can teach you good habits, or they can expose you to bad habits. Some good exposure, you feed off each other, but you can be influenced easily just by listening to negativity all the time. And you cannot have a single gripe with a person, but if you keep hearing bad things about them, when you see them, you're going to look at them a different way. And it's hard not to do that because we are all human. Friends should redirect you when you're thinking wrong. Don't keep telling somebody, you're right, when you know they're wrong. And if they're going to break up the friendship because a person genuinely told them, I'm telling you this for your good, don't take it wrong. I just don't want you to get hurt. I just don't want you to get left behind. I just don't want you to lose the rest of your life. I just don't want you to be broke all your life. There is a better way. I want to show you. That's a friend. And a friend should have sight. I heard this from Pastor Daniels today on a video. A real friend should have sight when you're blind. You can't always see all the blind spots, but your friend may already know that there's a stumbling block, there's a ditch, there is a pothole ahead, and they're just coming back to give you warning and say, you might not want to do that. You may not want to go there. All right? You may not want to quit that job yet. I tried it, and it was a little bit harder than I thought. I'm your friend. I'm not trying to stop you from succeeding. I just want to give you a warning. That's what a real friend does. They have sight when you're blind. And real friends should be a composite of everything that you would want to be yourself. When you go looking, if you find somebody that says, I don't have any friends, I can never find true friends, they're probably reaping what they're sowing. They're probably not good friends to other people. So think about that. And so when conditions are crazy, your friend will say, hey, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Whether you're at the club, whether you're doing something that you just shouldn't be doing. Good friends should hold you accountable, and they help you when you need it. And if you wound them with your words like, you told them about themselves. You told them, you know what? You shouldn't have done that. That was not ladylike. Or that was against your character. You can tell them in the right way, at the right place, with the right tone. And they may say, what do you mean? But later, they'll come back and thank you. So, next week, we're going to be talking about, it's fall. It's time to change the setting at the table. And you know what? Everybody that looks like you is not your friend. And everybody that doesn't look like you is not your enemy. So we can find friendship all across the spectrum. We can cross all racial lines. We can cross all wealth lines. We can have friends in different cities, different states, different countries. Geographically, we can have friends all over the world. But, the song We Are the World, and about having friends. And so I'll say to you right now, I'm going to scroll down and see if I can see any comments. And I was told that I would still be on the screen. But if not, just remember, I will respond right away. So I want you to have a good night. I want you to have a great week. I want you to have a great life. I love you. I want you to keep friends. All right? So be a friend. Be a friend. And I'm going to scroll down. So if I don't catch these comments, let's see. Yes. Gloria Moore is on. Martha Brayboy. She says, great topic, real friends. We were friends from first grade. We lived in the same community. And Martha and I were majorettes. And I texted her recently and told her that there were two young sisters in our community, and they told me a story recently that they would pretend that they were us, Martha. They would put on their short pants because and a dress over it because their father would only allow them to do that. They couldn't wear their short pants outside. And they would get a stick and they would pretend to be, one would be Nancy and one would be Martha. And so you never know what impression you can have on people. Gloria says, this is Gloria Moore. And Gloria Moore says, great topic on friendship. Peggy McKinney, I think Dr. Peggy McKinney, this is maybe your first time on, so thank you for joining us. Great session, so thank you all. I'm going to go back and try to catch everybody, but just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate it. Sandra Bolton, Change the setting. All right. Gloria Moore, love that you can hate. Love that you can hate your way to the top of the haters list. That's right. You can't make it to the top of the winners list drinking haterade. All right. Sandra Bolton, Betty McFadden, the smiling lady. Always smiling, always. And Gwen Mapp, thank you so much. Great food for thought. I know many people, but I only have two friends. All right, all right. Let's see. Olivia Green, I have a 45-year friend, a 55-year friendship, and a lifetime friend. Loyalty and genuine love are important in great friendship. Let's see. Sandra Ellison says, friends tell you the truth. Gloria Moore said a friend will look out for their friend. That's right. Who's looking out for you? Are the people at the table just looking out for themselves? And my friend Vivian, of almost 60 years, she said, we don't know everything. We can always learn from someone. She says, I can always learn from someone. Laughter is like medicine, and you have to know Vivian to know that laugh. She could laugh in a room of people, and I would know it's her. Sandra Ellison, my sister, says, like that one. Let's see who else is here. All right. Maybe I can't scan all the way up. But anyway, I thank you guys. I thank you so much. Sunday's best. I had fun, and I hope you learned something, and I hope we all grow together. Grow old together as friends. Have a good night.